Finnish Spitz. Finnish Spitz were bred to hunt a variety of small and large game, and then bark when they found something. Today they're considered talkative companions who will keep you apprised of just about everything going on in your surroundings. Even though these are purebred dogs, you may find them in the care of shelters or rescue groups. Remember to adopt. Don't shop if you want to bring a dog home. These dogs are very loving and playful, but they do require firm, consistent training. That may prove difficult with their independent streak, and they'll need a securely fenced yard because they love to bark at people and animals who walk past, and sometimes even chase them. If you can meet the breed's needs, you'll have an affectionate, playful companion who still acts like a puppy well into adulthood. Movements, at which point the Finnish Spitz begins to bark, softly at first and gradually getting louder. The bird generally doesn't notice the hunter approaching because of the noise and action of the dog. If the bird flies off before the hunter reaches it, the Finnish Spitz stops barking and follows it until it lands, then starts barking again. This is the reason these dogs are called bark pointers. Elkhound and similar Spitz breeds hunt in a similar fashion. In Scandinavia, barking competitions are held for the king of the barkers. Finnish Spitz have been recorded as barking 160 times per minute in competitions. By now, you've probably guessed that barking is an important part of the Finnish Spitz makeup. They like to bark. If yours is primarily a companion and you have close neighbors, you'll need to train your dog to stop barking on command, or hope that your neighbors are very tolerant. Training these independent, strong-willed dogs can be a challenge. They are best trained with a soft voice and touch. Their intelligence makes them become easily bored with repetitive training, so keep your training sessions short. Professional trainers say that Finnish Spitz can be manipulative and too smart for their owners, so you need to be persistent and firm. If you stick with it, however, you'll be greatly rewarded by your dog's intelligence and aptitude for sports such as obedience, agility, and rally. Also, keep in mind that Finnish Spitz are slow to mature. It generally takes about 4 years for them to become mentally mature. In the years building up to that, your Finnish Spitz will need time to decide whether or not he's going to accept you as the leader of the pack. At times, he'll be silly and rebellious, other times he'll be self-contained and contemplative. A Finnish Spitz doesn't tolerate being bullied, but with consistency, fairness, and patience, you'll gain his respect and obedience. Finnish Spitz want to be members of the family and are naturally protective. They are sensitive dogs and don't do well in homes where there's a lot of tension. But give them a loving atmosphere and include them in everything you do and they'll become a loyal, lively, and fun-loving friend. Finnish Spitz are lively, high-energy dogs and require lots of daily exercise. These dogs are called bark pointers for a good reason. They love to bark. Train them at an early age to stop barking on command, or hope that you have tolerant neighbors. Because Finnish Spitz are hunting dogs, they should never be turned out in unsecured areas. A fenced yard is a necessity. If left outside alone for too long, Finnish Spitz will bark at everything they see unless trained at an early age not to do so. Finnish Spitz take a long time to mature mentally, and can be rather silly and puppyish until they are 3 to 4 years old. Hunting dogs in general can be independent thinkers, which makes them appear to be stubborn at times. Finnish Spitz are no different. Learn the proper training methods and motivations, however, and you'll be pleased with your dog's intelligence and willingness to learn. Finnish Spitz generally are good with other pets in the household, but can be aggressive with dogs they don't know. This is a breed that tends to be aloof and suspicious of strangers. They aren't good guard dogs, but they will alert you by barking if someone approaches your home. Finnish Spitz love to eat, especially treats. Since they can be somewhat manipulative, they will try to get as many treats from you as possible and can become overweight. Try giving them a carrot or a low-fat treat instead. Never buy a Finnish Spitz from a puppy mill, a pet store, or a breeder who doesn't provide health clearances or guarantees. Look for a reputable breeder who tests her breeding dogs to make sure they're free of genetic diseases that they might pass on to the puppies and who breeds for sound temperaments. Sure to keep him on leash so he won't take off chasing something. Give your Finnish Spitz a couple of 30-minute walks daily to help him use up his energy. Training these independent, strong-willed dogs can be a challenge. They are best trained with a soft voice and touch. Their intelligence makes them become easily bored with repetitive training, so keep your training sessions short. Professional trainers say Finnish Spitz can be manipulative and too smart for their owners, so you need to be persistent and firm. If you stick with it, however, you'll be greatly rewarded by your dog's intelligence and aptitude for sports, such as obedience, agility, and rally. Finnish Spitz feeding. Recommended daily amount: 1.75 to 2.5 cups of a high-quality dog food daily, divided into 2 meals. How much your adult dog eats depends on his size, age, build, metabolism, and activity level. Dogs are individuals, just like people, and they don't all need the same amount of food. It almost goes without saying that a highly active dog will need more than a couch potato dog. The quality of dog food you buy also makes a difference. The better the dog food, the further it will go toward nourishing your dog, and the less of it you'll need to shake into your dog's bowl. Keep your Finnish Spitz in good shape by measuring his food and feeding him twice a day rather than leaving food out all the time. If you're unsure whether he's overweight, give him the eye test and the hands-on test. First, look down at him. You should be able to see a waist. Then place your hands on his back, thumbs along the spine, with the fingers spread downward. You should be able to feel but not see his ribs without having to press hard. If you can't, he needs less food and more exercise. The feet in good condition and won't scratch your legs when your Finnish Spitz jumps up to greet you. Introduce your Finnish Spitz to being brushed and examined when he's a puppy. Handle his paws frequently. Dogs are touchy about their feet, and look inside his mouth and ears. Make grooming a positive experience filled with praise and rewards, and you'll lay the groundwork for easy veterinary exams and other handling when he's an adult. Finnish Spitz children and other pets. Finnish Spitz love children and will tolerate a lot, walking away when they've had too much. They're sturdy enough that they're not easily injured by toddlers whose motor skills aren't fully developed. That said, you should always teach children how to approach and touch dogs, and always supervise any interactions between dogs and young children to prevent any biting or ear or tail pulling on the part of either party. Teach your child never to approach any dog while he's sleeping or eating, or to try to take the dog's food away. No dog, no matter how good-natured, should ever be left unsupervised with a child. Finnish Spitz get along well with other dogs and cats, especially if they're raised with them, but they can be aggressive toward dogs they don't know. And pet birds might want to watch their back around them. For more dog stories like this,